Okay, so checking your model, checking the model. I think there are a few issues in this. Okay, let me just show you. Let me just show you where the issues are in this. Maybe you might have missed that. Probably you did not realize there was no thickness to it. So on this now, there's no thickness to this. Look at it from an angle like so. See, there's no thickness around this. No thickness around that. For the pocket, let me check if there's thickness to the pockets. Okay, yeah, this one also does not have thickness to it. Yeah, there's no thickness to the pockets. Uh, so let me just show you this MD script in here. So I select this model now, and I use the MD script on it. So for the low poly and the high poly, I'm just going to pick the same mesh for it. Let me make sure I'm on UV editor. Now I don't know if you actually export this out to, so if I should use this now on this, I'm not trying to figure out a solution that should help you. Though as it is right now, even if you want to bake, if I add thickness to this now and you want to bake this inside of a marmoset 2 bag, you would. The only problem you might have is that if I'm doing an extrude for this, it has to be an inner extrude, not outer extrude. I won't be extruding this outward. I'll be extruding this inwards. So once I have this extruded inward, so if you're doing your baking, because you're baking now, your high resolution model now from ZBrush will just this. It will only be this thin mesh. So when you're kind of baking marmoset 2 bag, you want to kind of make sure the baking is only affecting the front parts. So that's why if I'm trying to add thickness to this now, I have to make sure the thickness is on the inward part, and not the outer part. So you should be fine if you just make sure the thickness is on the inner part and not the outer part. Let me just show you what I mean. So let me just show you how to kind of use this tool again. Hope it's kind of work in this particular model. So inner border, external border. Okay, inner border should be fine. I don't want you them offsets. Separate edge, no. All of this should be fine. Then I'll click on create mesh. Okay, there are even issues with this. So it's not going to work. It's not going to work properly. let's just try the normal. Let's try the normal regular extrude. But before I do that, let me kind of show you something else. Let me show you my own mesh, so you can kind of see the difference. So it's almost even in the same place. So this is my own mesh. Let me just put it side by side, just to show you that it has thickness to it. So if I zoom in like so, you can see there's some thickness to this. This is what I was trying to tell you. You kind of have some thickness around this like so. Thickness around this. You can see it. Thickness around here. And that's why the inner part is not showing black. But in your case, there's no thickness. That is why the inner part is showing black. So look at it from the edge. It's actually very thin. It's actually very flat because there's no thickness to it. Let's see if we can actually add thickness to this. Let me select the entire place for this and do an extrude. So I'm going to turn, I think the best option to use should be this local Z. The best option to use is local Z. So I'm going to extrude. Now in your case, you should extrude inwards instead. You should extrude inwards instead. Extruding inwards would be better because if you want to kind of bake, you're actually baking the front. It's the front part you're actually baking. You're actually baking on this front part. So if you extrude if you extrude the opposite way, like extruding out, like if you're extruding in a positive value and kind of do a bake for this, you'll be having issues. Because your high poly version will not properly align with this version now that I've kind of added thickness to. So you will be having issues on the bake because the main bake itself, all your sculpted fold details will now be showing at the back side and not in the front. So the best way to kind of help you out now is just to extrude in a negative value, extrude inwards instead, like so. So this frontal part will remain in the same position. So any bake you make on top of this now will be affecting will be affecting the front part and not the back side. So you should kind of escape having to redo all the sculpted details again. That will be a long process. So as soon as you have something like this now, but let's make sure, let's add a bit more. Let me just put this to a value of 7. Let me put the value of 8 instead. Then let's add one subdivision level here. Then another thing we need to do is like we have to reverse the normals for this. So I'll select all of this now. Right, shift right click and hold, then reverse normal. So now you can see now that it's no longer showing black at the inner part anymore. So it now looks similar to mine. So once you are done with this, like so, if I should do an auto smooth on this now, you can see how it has thickness to this. You can see now how we have thickness to this. Though there'll be issues here because of the way it's being modeled, but I think you might be able to escape this. You might be able to escape this. You might. But before you kind of fix this dark shadowing around here, the best way to fix this is kind of push them back in. Just to push them back in. Let me go out of. Okay. I was actually on smooth mode. So smooth mode was showing all of this. But you don't need to. You might not need to fix all of this now though. Maybe I'm not too sure because I've not really encountered any issue like this before. So it's more or less like trial and error to kind of figure out what might work or what might not work. So you just kind of figure out what might work and what might not work. But this on its own, adding thickness at this level is going to bring a lot of issues. It's going to bring a lot of issues. So, and those issues now might take you a long time to kind of fix. Take you a long time to fix. Just kind of sad, but otherwise, or another solution to kind of go around this is that you just leave this the way it is without adding thickness to it. So you might just leave this the way it is without adding thickness to it. Then you can just do your baking instead of mom set to back. So it will actually work. doing your bake instead of marmoset toolbag will actually work. Another preferable solution also that you might also use to kind of escape all of this. I'm just going to show you different methods that you might use that some might be problematic, others might just work others might just work like you can just escape having to start all over again and start fixing all these issues. Another solution that might just work or kind of create an illusion for thickness would be using the going to the edge mode. Select all this edge, shift click and select all this edge. So after selecting all this edge like so, let's see if we need more edge to select. I think this should be fine. Then we'll do an extrude again. So we'll extrude the negative value again. So the thickness will only be like on the edge, just on the edge, and not entirely on the body like so. So if you're kind of looking at the model from an angle like so, you should kind of see the thickness around here, but not entirely at the back, because this inner part is going to be covered by the body and the hoodie also. So you might actually escape not having this visible. Then you can just add one subdivision level to it, something like so. Let's smooth this. Let's see what we have. So you might just be able to escape using this method. Then you can just do your bake. Yes, this is one method you can actually use to kind of escape. Then you can just do your bake on top of this in marmoset toolbag. But after doing your bake, you might need to come back to the low poly version and then kind of fix any issue you might be having, like this particular issue around here now. So you might need to kind of use the face mode, selecting all of this. And then just pushing them back in. Just pushing them back in so that they're not visible to the front camera. It's more or less like hiding them. More or less like hiding them so that they're not visible in the front render. It's just that extra part to just create a thickness for. That's just what it's showing now. So we want to kind of hide all of those after you're done baking. You want to hide them after you're done baking. Let me just put this aside. So if I'm to kind of create UVs now for this particular one that is actually thick. So the way to create UVs for this particular one that is actually thick. I'll delete all of this. Or another way I might actually be able to help you is that I will just send you my own version of the garments. I'll just send you my own version of the garments with I'll send you the low version with the normal map I picked for them from ZBrush. Then all you have to do is just to bring in the low poly version back into ZBrush on your character, and then kind of adjust the proportions, kind of fit your character. Then you can now export it back to Substance Paint and then follow the tutorial and then do the texturing for it. But this particular mesh, the only solution now is just extruding it from the lower part like so. Then just do your baking instead of normal settle back. You should have all the details appearing in the front parts. That means once you have the details appearing in the front part that's not visible to the camera, you should be able to escape. You should be able to escape not. You should be able to escape not having thickness around this the way it's supposed to be. So back in here, if I'm to create UVs for this piece, let me just delete all the UVs that is in here first. But I think I've deleted them already. So if I'm to create new UVs for this, I'll start by going to face mode, selecting the entire face. Then under create, I'll click on camera base. Then I'll go to face mode. Let me start with this frontal part. I'll double click on this. So this kind of selects just this front part, just this piece. So I can Control Shift I to invert the selection. Now I'll just push all of this upwards like so. So I can focus on only this piece. Then I can just isolate it. So the best way to kind of go around and then create UVs for this is to, like, the foundational level of creating UVs is to kind of hide your seam line. That's like the most basic thing here. Hide your seam line. So this is the front part. This is the front of it. So this is the back of it. So I'm going to look for somewhere in the middle, a loop around this, somewhere, I think somewhere around here. Let's see if this loop goes across it. I think this loop goes across the entire model. Yes, it does. Then I'll just click on cut. Click on cut. Select these two UV shell and click on fold. Yeah, and that's basically it. That's just basically it. So then you just repeat the same process. So I'm done with this now. Just push this aside. Select this other piece. Let's work on the second piece now. So let me bring this out like so. Go to the inner part also. So look for an edge, a loop edge that goes across this. Something like this. Click on cut. Click on cut. Select this to unfold. I'll just push this here like so. Let's go to the back piece. Isolate the back piece. So this is the back part that is going to be visible to the camera, and this is the inner part. This is the inner part. So you look for an edge loop that goes across it. This particular one will go across it. So you'll click on this. Click cut. Select this to unfold. I'm done with that. So select this to I'll put this here. Let's go to the arm. So I'll select this arm piece. Bring this in here. Let's isolate it. So this particular one will be not completely slightly different. It's the same thing. So go to the inner parts. That's not going to be visible to the render. Let's find a loop that goes across this. like so. Spatula loop goes across it, even all the way down here. Okay, that's fine. Then we'll do a then we'll do a cut. Select all of this, unfold, something like this. Select all of this. Let's do orient. So that one is oriented in a very weird way. So I'll select all of this. Do this way. The same repetitive process also here. So come to the 3D view, isolate it. Let's look for an edge loop. See this one goes across. Cut. Bring this down here. Unfold. And just push this here like so. Select this particular piece. Isolate it. I think the best way to cut this should be, yes, in the inner part also. Edge loop. This particular one actually has issues, so let me just look for, I think somewhere around here should be fine. Somewhere around here should be fine. I'll do a cut for this. Select all of this, unfold. Then I'll just rotate this way. Select this piece. Edge mode. You notice that all of this has thickness to it. All of this has thickness to it. Click cut. Select all of this, unfold. I'm sure you already get the idea already for this. I'm sure you get the idea already for this. So select this shell. This is the front. This is the inner part. So same thing also. Select the entire loop. Click cut. So let me just push this down for now. Let me select this piece. Select this edge. Cut. Let's go to the other side. Select this shell. Come to the 3D viewport. Double click on this cut. Select this edge mode. Select this loop. Cut. Let's look for the colors now. So let's go underneath this like so. Look for an edge loop around this. This should be fine. Click cut. So now I can select all of this now and do unfold. Okay. Now select all of this and do an orient. So just to orient this also properly, manually, like so, should be fine. It doesn't even need to be completely straight because Once you add in your wave pattern on fabric wave pattern on this, based on the information of these UVs, you should kind of give it a more realistic look to it, because wave pattern for fabric are not entirely straight. They're not entirely straight. So something like this now you can actually escape leaving it the way it is. So select all of this and we'll just do a pack for this. So if you actually add thickness on your model, it should have been the way to just create the UVs for this. The only problem now is that there's no thickness for your model, so don't know. Asking to start all over again now will just be a lot of work. Just be a lot of work. And there must also be some things that you might need to fix, like the spacing in between the pockets. It's actually a long process because every single thing you have to fix manually, which is just the way it is in 3D. All of these are kind of fixed manually, like pushing them in, making sure everything is looking as possible. So it's just something that over time you get used to, and then you kind of avoid making those mistakes later on when you kind of work on other projects. But I just believe this particular mistake you made was just an honest mistake. It was just an honest mistake. It was not really your intention to make it like this, and I didn't catch it earlier on because it was kind of hard to tell if there's actually thickness on it from the preview you were showing. And the preview in ZBrush you were showing, it doesn't really show if there's thickness or not. It just shows the same gray shader on the entire mesh. It just shows just same gray shader on the entire mesh. Okay, so if you add thickness on it, this is just going to be the way to go about it. But you don't have to repeat the same process. I think I'll just send you. I think I'll just send you my own. I think I'll just send you my own. I'll send you my own low poly version without substance painter detailing on it. I still have the files for that. So these are all the exports for it. I still have the files for that. So I can just send you the normal map. These are the normal map here. So once you use the normal map, if you just work correctly, all you have to do is just to bring it into ZBrush and then push it to kind of be more proportional to your character's body.